She's wide awake, sitting up in her hospital bed, begging her kids to take her home. She tells them she's scared, that something here feels wrong, that this hospital is going to be the end of her. The doctors just smile. They tell her it's normal. Everybody feels that way the first night, so she stays. Just one more night. 2 hours later, the phone rings at her family's house. She's gone. I'm Cole, and this is Midnight Files. If you're new here, subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss a case. 1981. California. An elderly woman named Florence, her blood sugar spikes, shoots way up, and it happens on a Sunday when every clinic is closed, so one of her daughters has no choice. She rushes her to a place called Barris Hospital. They get her in right away. Observation room, all the tests, everything by the book, and her blood sugar comes down, back to normal. The sugar had put her in a diabetic coma, and when she comes out of it, the first thing she wants is to go home. Her kids ask the staff. The nurses say, "It's all right. Let the doctors keep an eye on her, just to be safe." But Florence isn't having it. "No. Please take me home. I'm scared. I've got this feeling. This hospital is going to be the end of me. Right here, in their hands." "Come on," they tell her. "That's how everyone feels the first night. We're right here with you. Don't be scared." She keeps pushing. "Please, you're not helping. Call the doctor." So they do, and the doctor says, "Let's keep her till morning. It's the weekend. Clinic's closed. No help out there right now. If something happens overnight, she needs to be here." Her kids lean on her. "Mom, just one night." And the poor woman gives in. Against her will. Then visiting hours end. The lights dim. The families go home. Just the night nurses, watching the beds. 2 hours later, the hospital calls. Florence is dead. How? She was fine. She'd stabilized. It was just high blood sugar. That's all it was. Her heart stopped, they say. A natural death. The family falls apart, and they bury her. And here's the thing. When you die inside a hospital, there's no autopsy, not unless something looks criminal. Natural death. They don't cut into the body. They just bury you. Now at another hospital, St. Nela, also in California. A man dies. Raymond Bader, 57 years old. Same exact story. Comes in with high blood sugar. Simple. Stabilizes. Everything's fine. But the night he stays over, he dies. His family tears the place apart, looking for an answer. There's nothing, so they bury him too. A week passes, 2, 3. There's a forensic examiner who reviews the deaths inside California's hospitals. One day he's going through the records, and something stops him. In the last 3-4 weeks, in this one city, there have been 19 deaths. Cardiac arrest, sudden death. 19, all in hospitals, all in town. That's a huge number. Same cause, over and over. The heart just stopping. And that's not counting overdoses, accidents, murders. These are just the ones in intensive care. Something is wrong. He goes to the authorities. Every one of these is logged as natural. But look, 19 names. Every single one between 50 and 90. Not one young one. Old people don't just drop dead like that. A heart stopping out of nowhere. That's rare. It almost never happens. And it gets stranger. I called colleagues in other states, bigger states than ours. I asked for their numbers, sudden cardiac arrests inside hospitals. Ours is way higher. That is not normal. And then, the strangest part. Every one of these people died at one of 2 times, 4 in the morning, or 7. 4 a.m. or 7 a.m.? Why does nobody die at noon, in the afternoon, at night? Why? Maybe a medication's being used wrong, something that's killing people. You have to investigate this. So the police check. They go to the hospitals, they ask around, and they come back. There's nothing. What do you want? For us to dig up the bodies? No, he says. But something is wrong. They don't take him seriously. And the whole thing fades away. Then one day, at St. Nila, a doctor reports something missing. His notebook, a research book, personal materials, all gone from his office. And this book matters. Studies, medical work, the kind of thing a man builds a career on. So the police come back in. Who got into his office? Who'd take his research? Is somebody jealous of him? They question the doctors, the nurses, and they zero in on the shift when it all disappeared. That shift, there were only 2 people on duty. 1 doctor and 1 nurse. The doctors explain, we got permission. The overnight shift, midnight to morning. We left a nurse in charge. Old hand, knows the job cold. We trust him. His name? Diaz. They bring Diaz in. He denies everything. The doctor's notes, his books. What's that got to do with me? You mind if we search your place? Go ahead. So they go to his apartment. And the notebook, the missing papers. They forget all about them. Because what's in his refrigerator is a whole lot more interesting. 2 bottles of a certain medication. I won't say the name. YouTube might pull this. But it's powerful. Extremely powerful. A heart drug, given in tiny exact doses. A stimulant. It acts straight on the heartbeat. 2 full bottles in his fridge, and right beside them, a bottle of anesthetic. And the syringes, empty, just the plastic. Where did you get these? Why are they in your apartment? Look, I'm a nurse. Shift gets crazy. I forget I've got meds in my pocket. I take 'em home by accident. I put 'em in the fridge so they don't spoil. Bring 'em back next day. I just forgot. It's normal. Normal? You forgot 2 big bottles. And what does this stuff even do? It's what we work with in the ICU. So why is it in your house? By mistake. They're not buying it. So they go to the hospital director. Is this normal? A nurse taking these home? Absolutely not. Forbidden. These never leave the building without paperwork. Every dose logged in and out. He is not allowed to take them. Period. And now it blows up on Diaz. He's a thief, stealing expensive medication to sell, maybe to cook drugs. It hits the press. He's heading to court, and the reporters swarm him every time he steps out. Cameras rolling, shouting, "Is it true? Have you been stealing these for years?" And he's standing there. "Guys, 2 bottles, 2, by accident, and you've destroyed my whole life." That interview airs on a local channel. And guess who's watching? Florence's family. The daughters and sons freeze. Wait, isn't that the nurse from the hospital Mom was in? And now he's at St. Nila, charged with stealing drugs. How does one nurse work at 2 hospitals? So they go to the police station, straight to the investigator. What's the problem? This man's an ICU nurse at Berris, where our mother died, and now you're charging him at another hospital. How is he working 2 hospitals at once? Why is that surprising? Maybe he works 2 shifts. 2 shifts? He works all night, clocks out, then works the day shift somewhere else. That's not possible. That's not normal. And listen, we think something's wrong with our mother's death. She was awake. There was nothing wrong with her. And that's when it clicks. The investigator remembers the forensic report. Too many deaths, concentrated in 3 hospitals. 2 of them, these exact ones, and a 3rd. I'll get back to you, he tells the family. They leave. But he's already pulling the threads. That third hospital. What was its name? He goes and checks it. Do you know Diaz? Yeah, he's a nurse here. Diaz works at 3 hospitals. And here's what floors the investigator. Before Diaz was ever accused of theft, that third hospital had a death too. The same kind. Just like Florence. Just like the rest. Then the coincidence that shakes everyone. He pulls Diaz's schedule, and every single death across all 3 hospitals happened on the days Diaz worked, during the hours he was on shift. Every one. Is this possible? What kind of coincidence is this? No, this is serious. Let me be sure. Diaz is tied up in the theft scandal, but the investigator's working a whole different angle now. He goes to Diaz's co-workers at the first hospital, calls in a few nurses. What's the deal with this guy? What's Diaz like? Honestly, he's brilliant. There's something almost spiritual about him. You know, he was training to be a doctor. Couldn't finish. They let him go because he was too old. So he went to nursing school. But that was his dream. And he's got this gift. Reads things the rest of us can't. He even ran a horoscope program. Only flaw, he talks too much. But does he actually know things? Can he see what's coming? No, he's just sharp. Incredible instinct. He should have been a doctor. Why do you say that? Because he looks at a patient and calls it, "This one dies tonight," or "This one makes it." An old woman comes in and he goes, "She won't last an hour, 2, 3, 4 at most, gone," and she dies. Another one. "No, this one's fine," and she lives. Every time he called a death, they died, no matter what the doctors did. Everyone's convinced. Diaz can see it coming. Strange, but gifted. And the investigator goes, "Perfect, excellent." He gets the prosecutor's authorization. He exhumes 2 bodies. Florence, who died at Barris, with Diaz on duty the moment she passed, and Raymond Beta, who died at St. Nilla, with Diaz on duty too. Autopsy them. And the results come back. The exact same drug. The same substance from the bottles in his fridge. There it is. This guy's insane. He's obsessed with medicine. So he waits. Diaz had been let out on bail over the theft charge, and the second he walks out, the investigator grabs him. "Where do you think you're going? Come here. You and I have a long story to get through." And they go at him, hard, until Diaz finally breaks, and he confesses. All of it. He'd been betting, with the nurses, with the doctors, to prove he could call it, that he could diagnose anyone. "This one's going to die. This one, I'm certain." And then, he'd give them an injection of that substance. And what does it do to the heart? It blows it apart, stops it cold, an hour, 2 at most, and they're gone. So the patient he said would die in 2 hours was the one he injected. The one he said would live, he left alone. And the one he swore would die, got the needle. And he just kept going, working his way through the elderly. 3 hospitals. I'd go home, sleep 4 or 5 hours, then move to my shift here. And the next one, and the next. My whole life was inside those hospitals. And it made me happy, everyone believing I was a genius. That I really did deserve to be a doctor. Luck just never gave me the chance. In the end, for the horror of it and the number of lives he took, Diaz was sentenced to death, the electric chair. But later, that sentence was cut to life in prison. And that is the end of our story.